Hello, and welcome to Every Day is Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. You know, today I have no premise, I have no, what else do I do? What else do I even do on this show? Premises, Garfield reviews. The longer the list gets, probably the sadder I'll get at what I'm doing here. But I have none of that. I do have a quick little thought, though. Because I was listening to... It was odd. I was just taking a walk yesterday, as I do many a day. Walks are good for you. I was taking a walk, and I put on this random song, oldie, called Sunny Side of My Life by Merle Haggard. And I hadn't actually ever listened to this song, but I'm kind of in a country phase at the moment, alt country, regular country, and I'm checking a lot of stuff out. And so I was like, let me listen to this song, and it has a nice title, Sunny Side of My Life. And in the middle of the song, I swear to you, and I'm not a swearing man, I think it's unbecoming, but I heard Merle Haggard say, sitting on a park bench with the funnies in my hand, trying hard to laugh at what I see. Now that's an interesting lyric, especially for me, for obvious reasons. I mean, he's sitting there with the funnies in his hand. But it's hard to tell if... I think the point of the song in general, outside of those lyrics, is like he misses a woman. Because the lyric, trying hard to laugh at what I see, seems like I should be anti this song. It seems like kind of a stance against newspaper comics. But I think he's just looking for anything to give him some levity without this woman in his life. And newspaper comics are usually something he can turn to that will make him guffaw and give him massive belly laughs, and it just so happens that today, because he doesn't have the woman around, he has to do some extra work in finding the comics enjoyable, which I get. But it's a fascinating lyric, and it got me thinking just about the history of celebrities reading newspaper comics. Because you know it, like so many of them have probably. And what celebrities have read what comics? What celebrities have a favorite comic? Who's read Rex Morgan since its debut in 1948? Think of the stars and starlets who have come across Rex Morgan, Sarah, and the whole gang. It's unbelievable when you think about it. I would love to do an investigative podcast where I try and get to contact famous people's dead relatives and try and get to the bottom of what their favorite comic strips were. That'd be such a stupid fun endeavor. Was Bob Ross a Hager the Horrible guy? Of every celebrity, who was the biggest fan of Rex Morgan? Was it like Cary Grant? Did he ever give a quick thought to playing him in a Rex Morgan movie? Here's a little exercise. I think anyone listening should send in a dead famous celebrity and theorize what their favorite newspaper comic would have been. It's fun, like Epstein, Ghislaine, Dennis the Menace, maybe? No, don't pick them as your celebrities when you send it in, please. I'm trying to build listenership. That'll end me. I don't know. It's just like a fun thing to think about. In the grand scheme of history, these things that have been around so long, Merle Haggard singing about them. Not that that was insanely long ago, but it just reminds us, I suppose, in a bit of a meditative way, how much these seemingly unimportant things are in the grand scheme of our lives. Not for everyone, I suppose, but that's why I started this. I certainly had some sort of an interest and a nostalgic factor going into it. And it's just interesting, the community sense of this shared media that most people have seen over and over again throughout their lives and could communicate and bond over if they thought about it. That's kind of why I'm here. Let's get to the comics. All right, Hi and Lois. We see Chip talking to a friend. Chip says, my dad wanted to be a rock star when he was our age. Then they cut to Hi in a chair, sleeping and air guitaring. He says now he plays air guitar in his sleep. Who plays air guitar in their sleep? God, imagine seeing a sleeping person playing air guitar. I would probably leave the home. I would think something's up, because if they're willing to air guitar in their sleep, they're probably willing to kill me in their sleep too. What? Why did I say that? Wonder what he's air guitaring to. I still air guitar. I air guitar when I'm awake. I air drum an F ton. I walk around on my long walks that were just mentioned. Dude, I air drum like a mofo. It's kind of subtle, but kind of not. If you were walking past me and looking at my arms, you could easily tell that this guy's air drumming. I don't know how more people don't. You know what? I'm with Hi on this. He probably only has the lack of embarrassment to do it when he's asleep, and maybe he wants to do it in the waking life, but he just can't muster up the energy to not be embarrassed. What? What's going on with me? But yeah, I think more people should be air guitaring and air drumming. It's a fun little exercise in getting that steam out. It'd be better on an actual guitar or drum set, but some of us don't have the ability. Also, what's going on with Chip's friend? I don't remember if this is the same guy we saw when he talked about going into the woods to get away from his parents' cell service, but that guy had a full head of hair. This guy, you must as an illustrator just think I'm gonna draw it so people remember him, because no real man would have this haircut. He's bald, except for 2 Homer Simpson strings in the back, and then an orange poof way up front, right above the eyebrows, just a big old clump, and nothing in between those 2 things. It's kind of remarkable. All right, Mary Worth time. Yesterday we saw no Wilbur. We are now focused on Wilbur's ex-wife, I believe. We haven't gotten confirmation on that, but I believe that's who it is. As she is dating a veterinarian named Ed. And she was helping out by walking one of the dogs in the vet yesterday. I don't know if she works there, but whatever. Today. Headline, at the end of the workday. Okay, I do think she works there. That's good. Because she shouldn't be walking dogs if she doesn't work there. Ed is talking to Stella? Ed says, Stell, are you free to have dinner at my place tomorrow? She says, sure. Can I bring Libby and Pierre too? He said, yes, Odin will love that. And after dinner I can show you a new song that I learned to play just for you. And she says, oh, and then thinks, sigh. Okay, wait. Is the sigh oh God, he learned a guitar song just for me? Or is it sigh, he's dreamy? Because I get that this guy I think is supposed to be the epitome of doing well in comparison to Wilbur. He's a vet, he plays guitar, he's kind. But every strip, just something about when he says one little thing, something strikes me odd about this guy. He's a little desperate or try hard. Those people who have a cool life and they got it all going on, but they're still just acting a little weird they don't. That's this guy to me. Something's off. But I guess she's his secretary. Ooh la la, I wonder how this office romance started brewing. I've also never seen, just interesting to point out the unique bits illustratively, don't think that's a word, of these comics. She says, oh, and then the sigh, the thought bubble is coming off of the speech bubble. It's a continuation. It's the speech bubble is thinking sigh. It's not her thought bubble also coming from her head. It's very interesting. Because visually it kind of illustrates that the speech bubble is having a thought, but I think they trust the audience enough to understand what's going on. Also, please feel free to send in any bets on what the new song he'd learned to play for her is. I'm gonna take a guess and think it's gonna be ironic, and he's gonna know Heroes by David Bowie, because that was the song just a few days ago that Dawn and Wilbur sang at karaoke. And I feel like maybe it's a song that they have mentioned loving in the past, and then Stell is gonna be reminded of that when he plays it for her. I don't know. I still don't even know if this is Wilbur's ex-wife. I just assume so because her name is Stell and they cut to her from Wilbur. I just don't like this guy. I don't know. All right, Rex Morgan. Yesterday, Corey was finishing up a conversation with the bully's mom and lied to her, saying that he was friends with Randy the bully. And she was saying how grateful she was because the dad's going to be doing jail time and Randy needs some friends in his life. Today. All right, Corey has arrived at Parker's hospital room. Parker says, "Hey, Corey, where'd you wander off to?" Corey said, "I'll tell you, but where's your Aunt Judy?" Parker says, "Got a phone call from work. Stepped out." Corey says, "Good. Better she doesn't know this. I found Randy's room and went in to see him." Uh-oh. I thought he was gonna lie again. Interesting that he's telling Parker right up front. Again, he's just I don't know. Maybe it's good to be honest and stuff, and he's maybe trying to alleviate Parker's annoyance toward the bully by describing how gruesome the scene was when he walked in there. But Corey, why do you want to involve yourself anymore in this whole fiasco? It's just awful and boring. How far away did Aunt Judy walk where Corey didn't even see her in the hallway? What if she What if she said she got a phone call from work, and right as Corey left the bully's hospital room, she did the same thing, lied, said an excuse, and then went to confront the bully? But then the bully's mom's in there, and they get into a fight. That'd be funny. Man, we'd just get that. There's not even a tease of Parker's reaction to that news or Corey telling him what he's said to the bully. All we get is Corey walking in a room and saying, "I went to the bully's room." That's the daily worth of content. Give me a little more. All right, let me think of what to comment. All right, I'm going to comment a continuation of what Corey said at the end, saying, "I found Randy's room and I went in to see him. He made a convincing case for beating you up, and I've decided to change allegiances. Apologies, bud." Send. All right, time to wind down for this Thursday, August 1st. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Feel free to send in what you think are a dead celebrity's favorite newspaper comic. everydaysfunnyshow@gmail.com. And remember, every day is funny.